Guys, welcome to our episode this week. Today I'm going to talk about a Rolex, which I love to talk about, as you all know. This one here is a pretty special piece, so we'll do a little bit of an unboxing with this one as well. Last week we talked about a model which was from the early 90s, and you got to see their boxing and their sort of outer box. This one here is from 1996, so this is going to be a GMT-Master. I don't need to hide it from you, that's what it is. It's a 16700 model, but this is the packaging that it came in. So I'll show you guys there. So that's the top of the box with really cool sort of pattern work. It's got like a pocket watch in the corner, sort of like a map set out on it, and then it came with, you know, their booklet. Now whether or not this was the original booklet, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like it is. So this is an original Rolex booklet in red with a nice gold finishings either end, and the cool thing is they used to give you these little Rolex maps, and this one here is 1997, 98 on the back. There we go, so that's that. And then you've got your original paperwork again. So this is the upgraded paperwork from the last one we showed you. Still punch papers, a little bit bigger actually, which is really cool, and square, not rectangular. It's a T series. Guys, if you have a vintage watch at home, or your parents do, your grandparents do, keep this stuff. Don't throw it out. Back in the day, they used to throw it out and only keep the watch, sometimes even throw out the box. But keep all this stuff, it does mean a lot, especially when you're collecting vintage pieces or that 5-digit, you know, neo vintage pieces. You want everything. They released a beautiful little box. It had an upgrade with all the gold sort of highlights around, as you can see there, and they still got your logos on the back of the box there. I love these boxes. Again, the nostalgia behind them, the feel. When I open this, I feel something special's inside. Now you open a box and it's universal across whatever Rolex you might be given, whether it's a 31mm Datejust, a Submariner, a GMT, it's all the same. But this stuff, it's just phenomenal how they used to do these small little tight boxes, easy to storage. And then, you know, we went from the wood and now we've got something plusher inside with a little soft cushion at the top and then like the green infill. So not to say that a GMT Master was released in this box back then, because I'm not 100% sure. They did have a different variations of boxes that Rolex used to release, but that's how this one came in this box. And this model here released the 16700 from 1988 to 1999. So they did have a good run. This one here is a really nice condition. It is worn, has been polished, bracelet slightly stretched, but it's the all black bezel version, which is probably one of my favorites. Everybody jumps to a Pepsi or a Coke straight away, but I think for me, that one there, that's beautiful. That's a nice watch, and I'd happily wear that every day as a sort of daily. I'll show you underneath the camera, so you can have a closer look at the dial. So this movement here in the 16700, you have a 3175 automatic movement with a dual bridge design. Quick set date as well. So with the 1675s, you never had a quick set. You'd have to go through the hours to change the date. This model, they gave you a quick set. So a lot of people like that because it's easy to change the date. This one here is often found with a black dial, although there was variations with the bezels, like I said, with the Pepsis, the red and blue and the Cokes, but this one here is the black one in the bezel, but usually only with a black dial in this one here. And the noticeable improvement on this model is the sapphire crystal glass. The previous versions, 1675 definitely had an acrylic, and then they had a 16750 with acrylic as well, and then they transitioned to this model with a sapphire crystal. So that's quite lovely. Yeah, so I mean, GMT, obviously everybody knows it was a pilot's watch. This is a traditional pilot's watch. They had huge upgrades from the 1675. I prefer a 1675. I love the way the dial is. I mean, a big upgrade with this one on the dial as well was the white gold surroundings that they put around the hour markers. For me personally, I love the patina of the old 1675 with no white gold. But you know, 5-digit models now being neo vintage, this piece here I think could go up in value over the next 20 years, and I think it will go up in value over the next 20 years. Something like this in Australian dollars, we're always talking because we're in Australia, 18 to 20,000. I think the value of this watch is worth. You know, a few years ago, you would have paid 21 to 25 for something like this when we went through that sort of COVID boom. Nowadays, they slightly dropped a little bit, but a full set 16-700, yeah, I think it's around that $18,000 to $20,000 mark. Something a little bit better condition, maybe unpolished. You know, definitely new old stock's worth more money. But if you're looking for something to daily, you know, you don't want the Submariner like a lot of people have. Still 100 meters waterproof, sapphire crystal, easy quick set date, oyster bracelet. I love the old Rolex rattle in the bracelets. For me, that they're cool. That's just how they were. I'd invest in something like this. I think, you know, if you can pick something like this up for sort of 17 and a half, you're pretty safe, and it is a good investment, because I know over the next 10 years it's always going to be worth that or more money. So don't shy away from something like that. The black bezel for me is a little bit rarer. You do see a lot of Pepsis out there, you do see a lot of Coke bezels out there. This is gorgeous, and so don't turn or shun away from this. This model is something special. That's Michael's pick. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's anything you want to see, don't forget to DM us, and we'll speak to you soon.